Hey everyone, Gary here with RoXolid Productions, and we're here today with the NES Classic and the 8Bitdo Classic adapter and controller for the NES Classic. Now, this device comes in two pieces. It's the controller itself that you see here, plus the dongle that you'll plug right into your NES Classic Edition if you are one of those lucky people like me that happen to get their hands on one. I'm really curious to see how exactly this works, so without any further ado, first of all, if we look at the face of the controller itself, you have your classic D-pad, start select, A and B here, but you also have an X and a Y. Now, when you're actually playing the game, the B and A here flips around, and then this is A here, that's B. And you also have trigger buttons on top too that also acts as your A and B if you'd want to. It is powered by its own battery, so you don't have to worry about the 2-foot super short cord that we've all heard about that's so terrible that comes with the NES Classic. It's actually not that terrible, but it's one of those things that if I'm sitting on my couch behind the camera and I want to play, it ain't gonna work. This takes care of that. In addition to the ability to use this controller here, I can also use like my PlayStation controllers, or I can also use some of the other really cool controllers like this one here, which is also available through 8Bitdo. It's just a standard Bluetooth type connection that works from your controller to the dongle. So without any further ado, you can see the system kind of got tired of waiting on me. So let's do a little bit of gameplay. Let's see what the responsiveness is like on this system. So as we go through here, let's do, what do we have? Let's do some Donkey Kong. And one of the reasons why you don't hear any music is the fact I don't want to get tagged with copyright violations. So super responsive, the D-pad feels good. Yeah, I didn't die. I'm no Steve Wiebe. That's for sure. Alright, so we're going to pause it. Now if you press down and select, it'll take you back to the main menu, and then you can select another game. Let's go to, how about Excitebike? It's one of my favorites. And again, same thing. Now I'm going to use the other buttons instead up top. So that's my turbo, that's regular. There we go. Messed up those landings just a hair. But now you can see the trigger buttons do actually work too on the top. Intermittently though, it's kind of weird where it doesn't work very consistently. Again, down and select takes me to my main menu. Galaga. Let's check that one out. Now, I've really been waiting for this myself because I've got this beautiful TV, as you can see here, Samsung 60-inch, and my couch is behind the camera as you see it, and just having either a super long cable wasn't going to work for me. And I've tried several adapters, like I have adapters for the Wii and the Wii U that would allow me to use standard NES controllers. They're just not compatible with this system. Don't die, don't die. Come on. Oh, and I died. Overall, it works pretty well. Now, the one thing I will say when I want to start it up to begin with out of the box, the controller was not pre-bound or pre-paired to the dongle itself. That was a bit of a disappointment, and it did take me a couple of minutes to get this controller paired to the dongle. that should be done right out of the box. It's one of the minor criticisms that I would have over this. Beyond that, range seems good. It feels like a regular NES controller. In fact, let me see here. I may actually even have one. I do. Sorry about that. You saw the top of my head. So as you can see, it looks exactly like the original NES controller. Same button layout and everything as far as the D-pad, start and select, but you do have more of the Super NES style 4-way A, B, X, Y up top. And again, you do have the triggers up top where the NES controller does not have that. Above and beyond that, battery life so far seems very good. It is a little bit pricey at 40 bucks. I do wish 8BitDo would offer just the wireless dongle separately for people like me who I already own 2 of these guys. They're great controllers that I use all the time on my Android devices, and I wish that I could have just gotten the dongle to use this with that. That'd be pretty badass. I also wish there was a way that I could match the buttons on here to use as turbo buttons for A and B instead of just having a repetition of the BA down here or an inversion of the BA in here too. But overall, for 40 bucks, you can find the link down below. We'll link to their store up on Amazon. Great deal for the 8BitDo NES Classic controller. If you do have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I do read each and every comment, try to respond to all of them too. Take care, and we will talk to you soon.